of the Ukrainian Human Rights Committee. Now, we are gathered in front of the Independence Hall next to the Liberty Bell because we stand here for truth, we stand here for justice, we stand here for freedom, we stand for Ukraine. Who do we stand for? Who do we stand for?
Ukraine!
Who do we stand for?
Ukraine!
Now I will call on Marta Zalesniak to sing the Ukrainian national anthem. She is our soprano from the Lviv Opera.
Ще не вмерла України ні слава, ні воля. Ще нам, браття українці, усміхнеться доля. Згинуть наші воріженьки, як роса на сонці. Запануєм і ми, браття, у своїй сторонці. Душу й тіло ми положим за нашу свободу і покажем, що ми браття козацького роду. Душу й тіло ми положим за нашу свободу і покажем, що ми браття козацького роду.
Слава Україні!
Слава Україні! Слава Україні! What we're saying is, glory to Ukraine, glory to her heroes. So let's do it in English. Glory to Ukraine.
Glory to Ukraine!
Glory to her heroes.
Glory to our heroes!
I'm very happy. This is supposed to be an interactive rally. We're not just standing here listening. We're going to be chanting. We are going to be singing. We are going to be marching. We're going to march on the street towards the Liberty Mall, the Liberty Hall, and around, and then back to this venue. Now, I am very happy to introduce a very dear friend and our beloved congressman. But before I introduce him, I want us to chant. So this is what we're going to do. What do we want? Arms. When do we want it? Now. Okay, everybody. What do we want?
Arms!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Arms!
When do we want it?
Now!
Now I'm going to introduce our dear Congressman Brendan Boyle. He is a super strong supporter of Ukraine, and other than that, he sits in the European Parliament at the EU. So Brendan, how about getting Ukraine into the EU? EU for Ukraine! EU for Ukraine! EU for Ukraine!
Let's hear it from Ilana.
Ulana just made me a member of the EU Parliament. I am not a member of the EU Parliament. I'm still a member of the Congress of the United States. So Ulana has been a dear friend and does so much for the Ukrainian American community, but indeed for all of us here in Philadelphia and throughout the United States. I'm Brendan Boyle. I'm proud to represent about half of Philadelphia, and I used to represent the Ukrainian Cultural Center in Jenkintown before redistricting, but I represent Northeast Philadelphia, about half of the city of Philadelphia. What Ulana was mentioning is that I am also the co-chair of the Congressional European Union Caucus, and I have long been a proud supporter of Ukrainian membership in the European Union. I also, as Ulana will remember, my first term in 2015, I was on the Foreign Affairs Committee, and as a proud Democrat, pushed a Democratic president to say we need more defensive assistance for Ukraine, and that was in 2015 because of Crimea and what has happened in the Donbass. Whether it's a Democrat in the White House, a Republican in the White House, this is and needs to be a bipartisan issue. The United States of America and all freedom-loving people in the world must stand with Ukraine. As you can tell, Ulana is a much better cheerleader than I am. I just give the straight speech, so we need you for the chance. And by the way, you have to admire her timing, holding this rally on a day in which we're having beautiful Ukrainian winter weather here in Philadelphia. Now, I have to say, this is an emotional and personal issue. My next door neighbors in Northeast Philadelphia for about 7 years, Ukrainian immigrants. We have a large Ukrainian population in and throughout the Philadelphia area. Indeed, by percentage, more than any other place in the country. So what is happening in Ukraine is in many ways also a Philadelphia issue. But it's not just about Ukraine, believe it or not. It's not just about the way we are personally affected here because of so many of our Ukrainian American friends and neighbors, in my case, personal friends and neighbors. This is an issue that is much larger than even that. It is about democracy versus autocracy. I said in 2014, after what happened in Crimea, we would not just stop there. Just like it didn't stop with Georgia in 2008. It wouldn't just be restricted to the fighting in the Donbass. If this homicidal dictator is allowed to prevail in Ukraine, Moldova will be next, then Poland, and then further parts of Europe. We have seen this before. We must stand with the people of Ukraine. Their fight is our fight. Slava Ukraini!
Person, Mark Skrilla, and he's been very active and he supports Ukraine, and anytime we need anything, he stands with us and he stands with Ukraine. Mark.
Yeah, I saved my own way down.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for having me, and let me just say, we as Philadelphians are proud to stand with Ukraine. We know that an attack on Ukraine, an attack on democracy, an attack on independence is an attack on all of us. We know now, if this is allowed to continue, it will only get worse. History is there to prove its point. We saw it before and we'll see it again. As a council person here in the city of Philadelphia, I represent the 1st District, which is east of Broad Street, this area right here where we stay, up into Port Richmond and parts of Kensington areas. We have a lot of people in the Ukraine community who are part of our great city. We are proud of you. We are proud of your heritage. We want you to stay whole and strong. Keep solid your language and your culture. That's what makes our city so strong. But now it's time for us to give back to you. It's time for us to support you. To not only support you, but to support your country. We as Philadelphians know what it's like, as we are the place where independence started. Right here in Philadelphia, right where you're standing, the Declaration of Independence was created and signed. That independence is important not only for us, but for all independent and democratic countries throughout the world. And if we don't stand together, we will see one by one fall. And then eventually, people will realize that then we have to join. Let's not wait for them. Let's make sure we are together now. We stand with you. We stand with all our colleagues representing you and Ukraine, whether it's Ukrainian or whether it's any other country throughout the world that's going to be taken over by a dictator. We need to stand strong and stand together. Let's go. Viva Ukraine!